Hey, family. It's Kim Love Jones here, certified relationship coach. I wanted to get on this afternoon, going live on IG as well. I said, why not just do it? I'm going to just do this thing. I'm just going to do it. I wanted to talk about today waking up to the love in you. I wanted to talk about that because I think that this is like vitally important. I want to just turn. Oh, maybe I shouldn't turn my volume all the way down. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Listen, I want to jump on. I'm not going to be on here long. I wanted to talk about this because I think that this is extremely important. I think that it is important to wake up to the love in you. I think that in order for us to get to where it is that we want to be, that we have to do some things, do some things in our lives. We have to change a few things. So I wanted to define awakening in real terms. Now, everybody I deal with knows that I am a Christian. I rock with Jesus, period. I don't rock with nobody else. So when I talk about awakening, I'm not talking about it just from some spiritual mumbo jumbo. I am talking about awakening to who God calls you to be. Who are we called to be? Wait a minute. I just posted this in my group. Hold on. I want to post it in my group. I want to talk about this. Yes. So, wait a minute. Am I on? Hold on, y'all. I think I got this a little messed up. Okay. Okay. I got some stuff going on around here. I'm on all three. I'm on my computer and two of my phones. I am all over here. But I wanted to talk about this awakening business just for a moment, if you will, because I know that we all get tired. And if I want to, and I want to talk to y'all around some of the things that I have personally experienced in my own awakening. I have been through so much in my life. I promise y'all I have. And I want to talk to you about it just to give y'all a breakdown of what it was. Hey, Keish, I see you, my love. How are you, sissy? How are you? Yes, thanks for supporting. Thanks for watching. I wanted to talk about my awakening. So years ago, I had an awakening. I wrote about it in my book, Perfectly Imperfect, the key principles to your best relationships ever, right? I wrote about waking up one day to myself and the different things that I had been through, the different things that have caused me to be the person that I am. They have shaped me and have molded me into being a particular way. I'm not saying it was a good way or a bad way, but it was in a particular way that I awoke to myself, right? There were some things that I had done that I had yet to take responsibility for. And the truth is, I find myself awakening more and more and more all the time, right? Like I have these fleeting moments of recognizing that I was at fault or I was wrong or I didn't honor myself or whatever it is. But every day I look for something that I could do better within myself, right? Because that's what this journey is all about. And if I find it in myself, I can then give my testimony to be a blessing to other people. Right. So I can help them to become better. That's why I'm sure God purposed me to be who I am right now. Right. And so I want to talk about this awakening business. I see y'all watching. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. I see you watching. I see you watching. So I want to talk about this awakening piece because I think it's so important to even define what an awakening is. When I was younger, I was on autopilot. I did I just kind of went with the flow with everything, with all of my relationships. There's a certain way that I thought I was supposed to be. I needed to be there for everybody else. I didn't say everything I wanted to say, even though back in the day, my mother would say, my mother would use this southern term, meaner than a rattlesnake. I feel like at points and times in my life, that's who I was, right? I also know that I haven't always been on top of my game in the different areas of my life. So when I wrote about this in my book, The Awakening, it was God revealing me to me. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it was an ugly situation, and I really mean that. It was not easy. Hey, Cheryl, how are you, my love? I see you. Hey, just to let y'all know, I plan on showing up here every day at 12 o'clock. I got started a little late because I'm not going to be on here long, but I plan on showing up every day at 12 o'clock because I promised myself I would. I promised that I would get on here and I would share just a little something with y'all every day. And this month, the month of April, is all about awakening to yourself. So I'm going to be talking about the awakening. I'm going to be talking about different situations and circumstances. Listen, sugar, listen, God is so good. Ain't he good, Cheryl? God is good. God is amazing. And I know I'm blessed, and so are you, baby. Thank you for saying that. But I wanted to talk about this because God, in my book, I wrote about the situation where God began to reveal to me who I had been being, right? And I do not, to this day, deal with people who do not own and take responsibility for who they are and where they are in their lives. You know why? Because I hold myself accountable. God holds me accountable for what I do and how I show up and the different things and the way that I carry myself through life, right? Let's just keep it real. I am not always right. I do not have it all together. And we all need to do some introspection into who we are and how we show up in the world. Now, when I was 20, I did things differently. Now that I'm in my 50s, I'm a little bit different. I promise I am, right? I'm not doing the things the way I did in my 20s and my 30s. I'm not, right? I'm evolving. I'm growing into a better version of myself. But when God first started dealing with me, it was ugly. When he began to show me who I was, it was ugly. I promise that is the best thing that had ever happened to me. I cried. I stayed in my room. I only came out to go to the bathroom. I didn't eat. Let me tell y'all, it was 3 days. It was 3 days. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Not my heart was broken for myself, if I could be honest, because God revealed to me the ugliness that was inside of me, right? So that I could be a better version of myself. I'm not saying that anybody else is ugly. I'm just telling my testimony. I needed to wake up. So the awakening was not a pretty thing. It hurt. It hurt. It was uncomfortable. I did not feel like I was on top of my game. I just didn't. I had been on autopilot. I had been telling people off. If you said anything to me, I was getting in your face. I wasn't letting you talk crap to me. I just, that's who I was. I wasn't playing. I'm still not a joke right now to this day, but I'm better now, right? I deal and I operate in truth. But back then, before I woke up, I would choose either silence over truth, or I would tell people the way that I saw things. That didn't have anything to do with God. I'm telling you the way I saw things. When I felt like you hurt my feelings, when I felt like you violated me, I would go off. I would let you know you wasn't getting away with it, da 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 da, right? But in real terms, the awakening is coming to grips with who you are. And since then, I have been on an upward trajectory to change my life, right? I kept feeling like before the awakening, this can't be all that there is. I have to fight every day. I have to go through all of this nonsense. I didn't feel good about who I was. I just kept doing things that were not in alignment with who I truly wanted to be. I was settling for being in mediocre relationships when I knew that I deserved more. It didn't feel good in my life prior to this awakening, but God set me straight about me. And then I had clarity about how to move forward. When I first was awakened, I'm going to tell you again, it was uncomfortable, but it also felt like I was shedding my old skin, my old habits, my old relationships. It was very, very uncomfortable, but there needed to be a change and a shift. A change and a shift in me, right? Because when you awaken, you can't unsee your truth. You can't unsee it. You ask yourself, you begin to ask yourself things like, why am I still chasing people in relationships who don't value me? Why am I doing that? Why do I keep shrinking myself to fit into somebody else's narrative? That's not who I am. Why do I keep doing that? Right? And a question I had to ask myself was, who am I at my core? What do I believe in? Not what everybody else believes in, but Kim, what do you believe in? Why do you play small? Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid to do the things that you know you're called to do? What's up with that? Right? And every time I ask myself those questions, I begin to see a change. Those questions begin to change my life. Awakening isn't pretty, but I promise you it is worth it. Right? Sometimes I would cry in my car. And then the other times I knew I had to walk away from people who did not want to see me winning, right? Even within myself, I had to change my whole attitude. And sometimes it meant, like, hey, I see you watching. Thanks for watching. I'm on IG and I'm on Facebook, right? But I had to get to the point where I needed to get me together. So that's what the awakening was really truly all about, right? So when you think about the awakening for your life, when you think about what it is that you want for yourself, right? When you think about what it means to be a better version of you, things begin to shift for you. I know we want these amazing relationships, but people are only going to give you what you give to yourself. You have to wake up to who you are. You have to wake up to what you need. You have to. There is no other way to think you're going to get to great until you understand who you are at your core. So when I was dealing with, trying to figure myself out, right? And it's been an ongoing, continuous journey, right? I had to look at who I was being, right? But what were my core values? What are my core values? What is it that I need for me? So when I teach, right, in my class, when I teach, I'm bringing my class back in May. So I'm going to be doing like an open enrollment, right? But when I think about who I am, right, and what are my core values? I know that I am doing my best to operate in integrity, have some clarity around who I am. I am also, doing the best I can to operate in good character, if that makes any sense, right? I don't want to render and show up like the world shows up. That's not who God called me to be. I have to be not better than anybody, but better than I was on yesterday. I'm a constant work in progress. So when I talk to people about relationships, and part of the reason why I stopped talking about the 7 steps to your soulmate and all this other stuff is because we need to heal. And you can't heal what you hide. You've got to get in touch with who you are and what you need for your life. So I'm doing this workshop on May the 10th. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I know we're going to shed some tears. I know there's going to be some laughter. But what I really want is for us to walk into our power. We want to get to the next level in our lives. I don't want to continue being in the same place that I was even 3 months ago. How about that? I ain't even got to go back years. I want to be better than I was 3 months ago. Right? And I think that when you awaken to the love in you, you begin to operate differently. You show up differently in spaces and in places. People can't treat you the same way that they used to treat you because you're treating yourself better. And every day it's about matriculating upwards, right? When I did in my 20s and in my 30s and even in my 40s, I'm not doing that today. Let me tell y'all what happened the other day real quick. And this is like so dope. To simplify it, I honored myself. I was talking to somebody, we was talking about doing some business, and it wasn't lining up with who I am. And I said, no, no, no. I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. It's that simple. I wanted to complicate it, but it doesn't align with what I need for my life. And ever since I said what I needed to say around that, I feel better. And the reason why this is important is because honoring yourself is one of the things that I constantly have to work on. I cannot continue to be in relationship with people. I cannot continue to engage and be in business or do business with people who do not align with my values. Right? I have to be honest and I have to honor myself. Right? And I could love people just the same. I could still love them. I have the capacity to love you and not do business with you like that. Just like us doing this whole thing with Target and BJ's and all these other places. Why are we doing that? Thank you, Beatrice. I see you. I love you. I love you. Yes, we got to go to lunch, honey. I know we've been saying that since last year, but Beatrice, it's time to get it done now. We got to do lunch. You just let me know the day, and we going. We doing it. We doing it. Just tell me when you're available, and I'm gonna hop in my car. I'm gonna meet you there. I'm coming to pick you up. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's the other thing, like honoring your word. But we made a decision as a group of people. I don't know if everybody's doing it, but I know I made a decision. First of all, Target wasn't my store to begin with, but I haven't been in Walmart's either, right? I mean, I did go in Walmart's because I had to get deodorant. I'm sorry. I got the one thing that I needed, and that was it. There was no extra purchasing, right? And my point is, once you make a decision about what you want for your life, don't let anybody turn you around. Don't let anybody change the way that you feel about it. Stand 10 toes down in that thing. Honor yourself. I'm not doing business with Target. I'm not doing business with BJ's. I'm not doing business with people who are not in alignment with me. I'm not going to be in relationships with people who do not honor me. I'm not going to do it. Right? And I'm making decisions, executive decisions for myself. And what I'm doing is I'm feeling better about myself. I'm taking pride in who I am. I'm honoring myself. And when I honor myself because I got my core values in alignment, I'm honoring myself and I'm saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I'm breaking up with all of the bad habits and situations and circumstances that I found myself in, right? Because I've had enough. And how much more are we going to play small, dim our light, be around people who do not honor us, continue to be in relationships that do not suit us? And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, although that's primary, right? I'm talking about relationships with your family, with friends, with people. And I know it hurts. I know you don't want to walk away. I know you do not want to walk away from something that you've grown so comfortable with. But every day that you stay, every day that you're involved with people who do not honor you, a little piece of you dies. We are in the spring of this year, right? I don't know if y'all caught the fact that I was in the whole month of March, I was talking about marching forth. First of all, March 4th is my mother's birthday. So I'm always going to write around her birthday, as a concept, as an idea, right? But I also want to march forward into my best self. I want to be around people who elevate my consciousness. I want to stay in alignment with the God consciousness that is within me via the Holy Spirit. I am not going to allow different situations, different circumstances, different people to make me dishonor my truth and how I feel about myself. You ever be around people and all they do is talk about other people? They talk about, what's going on in somebody else's life. I'm not mad about it. Do what you do, right? That's you. I don't want to be a party to that. I want to grow. I want to talk about things that matter. I want to be more conscious. I want to, these are the things that I am awakening to. That's what God began to awaken me to within myself. And I don't like being around people who don't own who they are and how they show up and how they render. Because if you're not accepting responsibility for who you are and what you do on a daily basis, then there's a problem. When you're meant to soar, you don't hang around chickens. You don't. When you're meant to go to the next level, you can't be around people who are not trying to go to the next level with you. Yes, the gossiper, Cheryl. The gossiper. The backbiter. You're always the one trying to drag somebody across the finish line. No. Awaken. Take care of you. Do what you need to do for you. Love you. Awaken to the love in you. And this is the truth, because a lot of times we get caught up in the shenanigans. And a part of that is dishonoring who we are. I know I'm not usually on at 12:30 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm going to start jumping on here for a few minutes every day. I promised that I would. Some days I'll be tired. I'll be running around. I'm doing different things in the house. But I want to show up this month. I want to show up every day at 12 o'clock just to drop a little something. And this is what's on my mind. This morning, I'm going to stop this live. God is so good. This morning, I was reading, and I want to read this to y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to read it to you right now. Because I think that this is like so important, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It's the wrong thing. I want to read this to y'all because it's so dope. It's just so amazing. That wasn't it. I'm sorry, I can't even find what I wanted to read to y'all. I'm going to have to make sure I have it together for tomorrow, because we were on the prayer call this morning. And what we were talking about this morning, we were in James 2:26. For without faith it is no, that is not what we read. James 2:26. I got so much Bible in me, child. I be talking about all the different things, right? I want to go to this James chapter 2:26. And I want to read this because I think it was just so dope. And it says, for as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also, right? And we read a whole passage around this. Somebody did a reading this morning, and I gave a whole word around how we have to honor ourselves and be and have faith that everything that God has deposited in us is what, we are supposed to be doing. It's not an accident, it's by design. And so to move by faith in the thing that God wants for you the most, which is what he gave you to do, your purpose. And your power is directly tied to that. Yes, James 2:26, yes. And it was absolutely amazing. We do the prayer call every morning, Cheryl. I don't know where people are at, 7:30 in the morning, but we do it 7:30 in the morning. And this morning's prayer call was just absolutely amazing, right? Because we were talking about that, talking about your power, your purpose, right? Talking about what it is that God is calling us to do. Talking about the thing that was deposited in us and how we got sidetracked by life and things happening, and now we agitated and aggravated, right? Agitated and aggravated, okay? Because things are not working out the way that they ought for us. Well, if we do what God told us to do, that's half the battle right there. And it's not that trouble won't come. But we have to make sure that we are always in alignment with what God wants for us and stop playing small. The world is literally waiting for us. And we have to, by faith, keep moving. Keep doing what it is that God has called you to do. But until you understand who you are, you're going to always play small. Always. So on May the 10th, I am having a workshop at the Plattewish Park restaurant in Franklin Square. It is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm in honor of Mother's Day. So it's going to be really, really good. So I already know it's going to be tears, it's going to be laughter, it's going to be joy, but we're going to be working through some stuff and working towards our healing. Do you know whose shoulders you stand on? So whether you had a good parent or not, it doesn't even matter. They were resilient and they did the best that they could. And so for me, it's definitely an honor to honor my mother. But it is an honor to be a mother. And I pray that my children will, all of them will understand that I was never perfect. But I was trying to work through my own stuff in my own life while I was trying to raise them to be great and wonderful human beings. It's not easy. Life is lifing. So this workshop that we're doing, that I want you guys to be a part of. I want you to come out. Hey, Tisha, how are you, baby? How are you? It's good to see you. I'm going to be on here every day, 12 o'clock, Tisha. I'm going to be on here every day for the month of April, 12 o'clock. I'm getting on. We talk about it. We talk about it. It's going to be good. I'm talking about the awakening and what God is calling us to. But I want you all to be a part of this workshop. It's going to be fire. I'm telling you right now. And I'm just like, today is the last day to get the tickets for $77. It's a whole luncheon. So it's going to be a buffet. It's going to be nice. We're going to be doing our thing. We're going to be having a good time. There's going to be a photographer there. So you might want to put on a little cute, because we're going to be taking pictures and all the things, right? But I'm saying this because it's time for us to get busy living the lives that we were called to live. And I'm just trying to do things. I love your shows. Wish I could come. Oh, I wish you could come too. Yeah, so we can get to the place that we really truly want to be in our lives. Stop hiding. Awaken to your beautiful, wonderful, and amazing self. Stop hiding. Right? Let your no be no and your yes be yes. Honor you. Honor what you're called to do. Show up where you need to show up, where you are making an impact. Change the dynamics in the room by being a better you. Yeah, it's been real, y'all. I just wanted to hop on, and I'll be here. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll post something because it'll be 12 o'clock. If it's going to be 12:30, I'll post it. It's going to change to 12:30, but I'm showing up. I'm going to try to show up every day this month. Well, not on Sundays because I'll be in church, but I'm going to try to show up every day, Monday through Friday, going live. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all have an awesome and amazing day, and let God use you today. You know what? You might very well be the first Bible people ever read. You might very well be the first Bible people ever read. So live your life as exemplary as you can. I'm not saying be perfect, because here's the truth. Awakening is not about being perfect. It's not. It's not about being perfect at all, because none of us are perfect, right? You know what it is? Awakening just simply means that I'm willing to change. I'm willing to matriculate. I'm willing to do what I need to do in order to be the best version of myself. Hey, Thomas, I see you. How are you? That's all the awakening is. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm tired of playing small. And so I stopped playing small. I deserve love. It's my birthright. So I'm not going to be entangled with people who don't know how to love me. I'm going to serve and honor myself first and then pour into others. Yes, that part. Y'all have an awesome and amazing day. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all be blessed. I might get on tomorrow at 12, but not Sunday. All right, talk to y'all later.